Our 30 minutes are up, and I need to reposition my model. Hold up. Wait, why am I still blushing? I thought I turned that off. Go away. Wait. Oh, because I turned Numlock off. That's why that wasn't working. Oopsies. Anyways, we do there we go. That's better. Alrighty, but 30 minutes is done and up, so I hope y'all are ready to get right back into the swing of things. Oh my god, if Love Bite was what all it took to break me, Touchstarved is probably gonna be even worse. And apologies for the loud music. Actually, I can turn it down in OBS real quick until I get a settings screen and I can adjust it myself. But yes, welcome everybody to Touchstarved, a game full of glorious, inhuman men. And it is a game that I have actually been following for probably over a year by this point. I saw it once a long time ago, and I immediately added it to my wish list on Steam. And pretty much all of its updates have been done over on Itch.io. So it wasn't until a handful of months ago that the demo finally became accessible over on Steam. And since then, I've just been waiting for the right moment to play it, and I guess that moment is today. And let me tell you, this game is nothing but spice incarnate. Not quite to the, you know, like, full intimacy as far as I've seen, but, there's a lot of man titties. There's a lot of men making faces. There's a lot of, posing. Oh yeah, the art is like fucking amazing. But to give you guys the synopsis of the game, so Touchstarved is a dark romance visual novel where your choices determine whether the story ends with gothic romance or blood-curdling horror. Explore the enigmatic city and find a cure for your curse by entrusting your fate to 5 love interests, each uniquely monstrous in their own way. You are cursed with hands that twist the mind of any human you touch. Desperation leads you to the shadowy city of Iridia, where your fate intertwines with 5 monstrous strangers. Each can offer you salvation or damnation. How far will you go? So, yeah, I'm so excited. Especially, the part that gets me is the inability to touch. I am somebody who is fairly touch-starved. It's not often that I'm able to receive like physical affection of any kind from another living person. And no, I'm not talking about sexual. There's more kinds of touch than just that. I'm talking about like even just hugs. And so having that inside of a game will be very, very interesting. And it's also a trope that I'm a really big fan of, you know? That moment where somebody isn't able to touch somebody else and suddenly they can. It's just like the warmth of your skin on mine. It gets me. So I'm really excited for this. And the spicy aspect also applies to the fact that it is a dark romance. This is a game that is not going to be sweet and cute. It is going to be nitty gritty and horrifying. And I am here to explore that all with you. But, you know, fair warning, if any of that might be triggering to you, if you need to take a break and step away, please do. Once again, I don't know how long this demo is going to be, so I'd say if we start getting around to the 2-hour mark, I might cut it off and do a second part on another day. But let's get into it. All of them are so fucking hot too. Oh, sweet. Sound. Turn that shit down, please. The music is, oh my god. The music makes me think of like, oh my god. Wait, hey. Excuse me? No, wait, bring that back. Hello? Oh. Bad audio backup for you. Headphones on full blast. Oh. Okay, that music is still like incredibly loud. Okay, I don't think there's anything I can do about the home screen. Oh shit. I'm fucked. New game. Disclaimer: streamers and content creators should set music volume to 0 in order to disable copyrighted. Fuck. This is the demo of the Touchstarved prologue and not the finished product. Shit. Well, I guess it's gonna be a musicless playthrough. Touchstarved is intended for an older audience. It contains mature content that includes, but is not limited to, horror, graphic violence, strong language, alcohol and drug references, injury, and dismemberment. Oh my god, okay. Your discretion is advised. If you accept the content warning, please click to proceed. Well, you've all been warned. Good thing this is an 18+ stream. Tutorial. In Touchstarved, your choices matter. The decisions you make may result in unique dialogue interactions or even choices in red text which contain exclusive content. Try playing through the demo more than once and choosing different options. You might even uncover a secret ending. And remember, there are no wrong choices, only interesting ones. Choose wisely and save often. Nah. I scroll down, spacebar, hide the UI. Okay. Enter your name. Lily. Choose your pronouns. Oh shit, that's right. Let me go to options. Music volume down. She, her, I guess. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It all started with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where reality wore so thin it split. And from that fog emerged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect, others were mindless beasts driven by little more than bloodshed. As unrest spread and cities fell, humans cowered in fear while monsters thrived amid the chaos. Then there's you. You don't know what you are, but one terrible truth is certain. You were born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of those you touch. Choose your backstory. Okay. So we be the Unnamed, which is a fallen oracle. You were raised as an oracle in a remote temple. My touch bestowed enlightenment, but a visiting mage revealed your curse for what it is. Spurred on by the mage's words, you fled in search of the cenobium. You regularly experience unnatural premonitions that rattle your body and soul. An innate sixth sense gives you a heightened awareness of hidden supernatural presences. Okay. The Exile, a solitary survivor. You were exiled to a life far from civilization. Your only kinship was with an elderly hermit who taught you how to survive in the wild. He lost his life in search of a cure for you, but left you with a final lead to pursue the cenobium. You're a seasoned survivalist, well-versed in deciphering soulless behaviors. You've gained fluency in various languages and an uncanny intuition for detecting danger. Okay, languages might be useful. And then the Alchemist, an abandoned mage. An exiled cenobium mage took you in as a child, raising you as your apprentice. She seemed to take pity on your curse, but you discovered that she was cultivating you as a test subject. Oh, bitch! You've led to the cenobium seeking a cure. You're an experienced spellcaster with an encyclopedic knowledge of alchemy, spellcraft, and history. With little observation, you can identify the subtle effects of magic. I think I might go with the Exile. I think languages is going to be really useful. The Sixth Sense would also be really, really good, but that can also, I can also have that same sort of feel with the intuition for detecting danger. So I'm going to go with the Exile. Confirm. Your name is Lily. You selected she, her pronouns. That backstory is the Exile. Yes. So quiet. The wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There's nothing out here but death, the ever-present stench of decay, and countless sun-bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. I could say death doesn't scare me, but honestly, I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the wastes. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. I can hide my hands and deflect probing questions. But sooner or later, people always suspect something strange about me. As rations grew sparse and canteens ran dry, tensions rose. Despair began to set in until I saw it. Iridia, city of knowledge. The last bastions of humanity left in the world and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. All the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anywhere I'll find a cure for my curse, it's there. All that stands between me and a new life is a final stretch of salt-soaked wastes. Or so I think until I see the first tendrils of fog snaking beneath the wagon. Ah, shit, the monsters are here already. Is this fogfall? My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire. Dangerous in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, stuffing out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence heavy as the mist falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. Stay back! No! The cry dissolves into wet gurgling. Ooh. Fuck me. Then the wagon violently pitches to the side. I hit the ground hard, the air punched from my lungs. When I opened my eyes, adrenaline lends sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. A trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strips of torn muscle, gleaming gristle and exposed bone. Bodies litter the wasteland. Ooh, I'm good. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding, white blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes finally adjust do I see a dark shape before me. A soulless stoops over the twisted form of a caravaner. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twitch in my direction, and I blink as one. Yeah, I'm good. Like, I suggest we start running. Big time. In that moment, I sense its gnawing hunger, an emptiness that cannot be filled, no matter how much blood and flesh it consumes. Oh, no! Oh, my God. No, 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 no. The soulless let out an ear-splitting shriek and charges me. Yeah, it was ear-splitting and terrifying! I instinctively duck to the side and the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. A horse screams in the distance. I need to move, now! The soulless finds another victim, it won't be focused on me. At least not right away. Run for the city, bitch! Fuck the wagons! I take off, running deeper into the haze. The fog is so thick that I fear I'm headed in the wrong direction until I see a dim pinprick of light emanating from the shadow of a spire. It's faint, but it's enough. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles, frantically searching for the opaque mist up for the source. But the fogfall twists and stretches sound. Suddenly, the caravan's driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He knocks me to the ground and slips in a patch of mud. The soulless instantly falls on him. Oh, he catches the driver by his throat and breaks his stomach with razor-sharp claws. Oh, shit. He comes apart like wet paper. Ooh! Spelling intestines and viscera in a steaming tide. Oh, my God. You got some interesting tastes, Moldark. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery muck for a handhold. Yeah, I just like... Shit! Oh, God. My hand catches on the jagged edge of a rib jutting out up from the water. Oh, God. Bandages unfurl around the gouge, torn deep into my palm. Hey, do you think our powers work against these soulless? Please? The pain's quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrist. Can you stand? Oh, my God, help me, please, buddy! One of the travelers from the caravan leans over me. Oh, my God, our hands. We need to run! They reach for my hand, and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. Oh, buddy's fucked. No, don't touch me! The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch. The space of a breath, my curse takes hold. Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! Buddy, please! No! He looks like the smiling titan! Shit! Their lips peel back into a deranged grin. No, I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse. Madness of my own making. I feel like it's only fitting, actually. We're gonna do that. The grip of my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me go! Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. Oh my god, it's giving corpse party. Yes, the art is absolutely incredible. You should see, anybody who's interested in the game already, go to their Steam page or Twitter or look it up on YouTube. They have a beautifully animated, trailer for this game. It's incredible. Die! 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 I don't even know if that was heard. Spit bubbles at the corners of their mouth and flecks my face. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs shriek for air. Who the fuck is gonna help us fight them? My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. The more I struggle, the tighter their grip grows. My pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thudding beat. Oh, am I dead already? This can't be happening. I'm going to die. And not because of the fogfall or the soulless, but because of my curse. Tears sting my eyes. Oh no, no. Not here. Not like this. And their hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine. Lips still split in that macabre smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. They give one last shuddering breath, slump over the claws hooked through their stomach. Oh, it's back. The soulless shoves the body aside, its glowing eyes narrow as though grinning. Oh no. There's a flash of claws. Red spills across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth in the icy embrace of shallow water. I spot an arm resting among an outcrop of reeds. Mine. Neatly severed at the elbow! Are we dead already? Should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I'll die cold and alone in a desolate wasteland. Hitting end for monstrosity like me? Did I actually just die? If this is death, then it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone. This is the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, swooned in oblivion until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse. Nobody howling at me in madness and terror. Nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. I take a reflexive breath and air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Ugh. Feeling comes flooding back. Warm cloth on my bare skin, firm surface beneath me, a strange tang of sulfur in the air. Do not be afraid. Okay, Angel. Hey, it's our first love interest. Hello. I twist my head toward the voice. Tears flood my bleary eyes at the bright glow of lamplight. Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady, and commanding. More importantly, it's a stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is. I'm completely at their mercy. And armless. So stay away from me. My worms come out in little more than a creaky whisper. I hit my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. No. No? Who the hell is this? Buddy's just like, Nah, sorry, bitch. I'm gonna stick around for a bit. Lie back down. Because we ain't going anywhere. I let myself slump back against the thin pillow, wincing when the motion jolts my head. Ah, a cooperative patient. Thank you. The words swim in one ear and out the other without much comprehension. Pull the sheet up higher, wiping my eyes until my vision clears. And we're just gonna... He's got a handshake. Hi. He's so pretty. They're all so pretty. Oh my god, I want them all so bad. Hi. The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light limbs his pristine medical coat. Oh my god, and he's got long hair too. Hi, buddy. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I realize I'm completely naked except for a thin linen sheet. Hey, yo, sir, already? We just met. Naked, lying on a low cot with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. Hands? Didn't I lose an arm? I thought I lost an arm. I plunge my hands under the sheet, though it's too late. Must have noticed what they look like. Strange, cursed, inhuman. I brace myself for his inevitable disgust, but his courteous smile lingers. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You're safe here. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I suppose the old hermit protected me as best he could. That time was short-lived. Only reprieve shattered by his death. I've never felt safe anywhere, or with anyone since. Dude has some fucking massive earrings, by the way. His ears must hurt. I've tried wearing big earrings before. It just doesn't work. Not for me, at least. I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. Sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hands. I see you are not to be dissuaded. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you. I procured replacements. Oh, that's a creepy looking picture there. With a soft creak, he rises from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. This looks like a medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic. Oh my god, he's so fucking hot! Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna need, like, this part right here to just disappear, please. Like, you just take that part off and, you know, for science. It's all for science. Oh my god, the hand chain really does it for me, though. Ah, tea gone. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. And he's tall, too, damn. Maybe he had more than two hands before he lost one. I lost my third hand. Thank you. I should be polite if I can, especially since I don't know who this is, what he can do, or what he wants with me. Thank you. Nuh-uh, do not look at me like that. God damn it, your fucking lashes and your hair. It's too pretty. I swear. You're very welcome. I'll leave you to get dressed. The curt nod, he leaves through a narrow door. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. And I don't hear any more footsteps. I reach for the bundle of cloth. An itch on my elbow stops me short. Oh, there it is. I reached down absently to rub at it, then freeze my fingers made a neat line of stitches. I know what I saw. That beast took my arm clean off. Yet, limb shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly— oh my god, wait, no, he sewed my arm back on! I gingerly flexed my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least gasping out my last breaths. I squeezed my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up and find myself bleeding out in the swamp. Nothing happens. God. The seconds tick by and my arm remains resolutely healed, my surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I grab the replacement clothes and begin stiffly pulling them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, bundled with a black woolen cloak. There's one thing still missing: my bandages. The doctor didn't leave me with any, though I know he saw my hands. I slid off the bed and took a few unsteady steps towards one of my drawers. This is indeed a doctor's clinic. There must be bandages somewhere. Start opening drawers at random. Of course, it's when the door swings open. Are you looking for something? I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but find my legs bump up against the cot. Your caution is understandable, though if I meant you any harm, you would know. That doesn't make— you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Simeon from, Obey Me. He's very much got, like, that angel look to him. Hot. But that doesn't make me feel better in the slightest. But he makes no move toward me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear underneath a layer of clean white cotton. May I ask why you need additional— oh my god, he's so cute when he's surprised. Do you need additional bandages? I can help if you tell me what ails you. I doubt it. Traveling to Iridia was a gamble born of desperation rather than hope. Nothing has come close to curing my curse. And yet, my left arm twitches. The arm that was severed before my very eyes. Ooh, is our arm healed because it was cut off? The doctor's unblinking gaze follows my every move. It's clear he won't drop this without some sort of answer. The bandages protect me, and they warn others to stay away. I've tried every way of covering my hands, and this works best. Most people avoid touching me as soon as they see the bandages. An illness, then? Or perhaps a less mundane affliction spread by contact. I flinch. Doesn't even sound surprised, and that's far too close to the truth for comfort. Glare at him. Decline to answer. That's better. Well, it's personal, and I don't really want to get into it. I don't want to be mean to him. He's too pretty. I have treated every affliction under the sun. I may have answers that you do not. An involuntary snort of laughter escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? I shake my head. I need to know more about this doctor before he figures me out. Who are you? You may call me Kuras. Okay, we got a name to the face. And where exactly am I? Iridia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Iridia. How did we survive, though? Did, like, the water just, you know... you got Deadpool powers? No. We don't just magically regrow limbs. I'm pretty sure he just found our arm and sewed it back on. That is possible to do with limbs. I mean, I think arms are a little bit too complex. You know, it's a fantasy game. So I made it to the City of Knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to life. You needed immediate treatment. Oh, you're so kind, too. Look at that. He's over here saving my life. Like, you really know the way to a girl's heart. Which you provided? Yes. He says it so simply, as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine. Thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on? Pardon? A soulless attacked the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But when I woke up here, healing such a mortal wound should be impossible. Either this man is lying or in possession of powers beyond that of mortals. Either that or somebody else got to me first. Neither option is particularly comforting to me. The doctor, Purus, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair, quiet for a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Iridia is the city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike. Information is power. One should not give or receive it freely. Oh, you use magic. Since you refuse to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name. You are new to Iridia, so I will overlook this specific breach of etiquette. Do not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Okay, damn, fine. Do you understand? I got it, damn. He glances at my freshly bandaged hands. Loath though I am to admit it, he has a point. I'm a complete stranger to him, yet he saved my life. I take a deep, steadying breath. This time when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Lily. My name is Lily. It is a pleasure to meet you, Lily. There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. Why did you save me? If there's anything I've learned, it's that everybody wants something. With the world in such peril, no one reaches out a hand without expecting something in return. Can I ask why you saved my life? You don't know me. The question seems to startle Kuras. I could hardly leave you to die in the wastes. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. Oh, so he's just a nice guy. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what price Kuras might demand for such well-made clothes. No, I suppose not. Forgive my presumption. I've rarely come across such a fascinating patient. I blink. What did he just say? Oop. I simply mean that few would cling to life so resolutely, or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. I could not help being curious about you, Lily. Again, he's so beautiful when he's surprised, like just the wide eyes and little parting lips. His voice dips to a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. Okay, why is my scroll wheel not working? There we go. You're pretty curious yourself. Am I? Well, I haven't forgotten about my arm. You know, like it's hard to forget. I wiggle my attacked fingers at him. Clearly not. But you haven't asked me for any payment either. I require none from you. Travelers do not have an abundance of coin, and leaving you just destitute in a strange place would be unethical. Dude's just being a good guy, damn. That's a rarity these days. I fall silent, unsure of what to say. Nobody would help a horror like me for free. There has to be some kind of catch or trick, right? A loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you are not my only patient today. The knocking grows more insistent, and Kuros lets out a tired sigh. Please wait. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before you leave, Lily? Oh. Between the soulless attack and my miraculous survival, I've almost forgotten why I came to Iridia in the first place. I need directions to the Cenobium. The Cenobium? Oh, he looks angry. The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you'll find it there. Oh, he does not like them. The Cenobium's gates open for precious few visitors, and even if they open for you, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? risked life and limb for nothing? Quite literally, I still lost that arm regardless if it's attached to me now. On here. The nice thing about playing visual novels is it doesn't make my computer heat up so much. Still gets hot. No, that can't be. I've only just arrived, and Iridia's the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then if not the snow biome, where would you suggest? You know anyone else in Iridia? Probably not. I shake my head. Then I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wetwick and ask for Leander, the leader of the Adderstone. Leander? I'm guessing that's gonna be another love interest. Excuse me? The Wet what? The Wetwick. He sounds deeply unamused. That is got a weird name. Follow the Adderstone postings. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. It isn't much to go on, but Kuras points toward the back door. You will be safe so long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. Ooh, is there gonna be, like, free travel? Though he's smiling, there's a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. Okay. It's nice and simple, but still detailed, you know? The background. I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pull the new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of emptied chamber pots. Ew! Gross. Nope. Something weighs heavily inside one of the cloak's pockets. My coin purse. Every last coin that I'd scraped together for the journey to Iridia is still inside. Dude really is just fucking peak here. Oh my god. The purse doesn't even look like it was opened. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't worth stealing. I glance back at the clinic's closed door. Rose didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Iridia, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Kuras gave me a second chance and a lead on where I might find help. I'd better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley and into the crowded main street. The line outside Kuras' clinic stretches down the road. Two thin peddlers queue alongside weathered elders. If any place is in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet, deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. What river? It was like a fucking marsh outside. The buildings are tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. A child darts by, touching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me. My stomach gives a faint gurgle. Freaking Klarna trying to get me to get a credit card. I'm good. This morning's catch! Fried up, hot and fresh. Not too many eyeballs today. The fog-mutated catches are always a gamble, but beggars can't be choosers. I duck under the stall's grubby awning. A large fish leers up at me, its 3 bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. What's the cheapest thing you've got? The vendor points to a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough. So this place is given kind of like almost post-apocalyptic with the fog creatures. It's like radiation. You have the irradiated creatures, the soulless, and then it still affects the wildlife too. Interesting. The vendor points to a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough. Fresh long, lads. 3 coppers apiece. Don't burn your mouth. I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. Well, this is a nice little area. 2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. Hey, it's me. The buildings in this quarter are a dizzying riot of color. Painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. Oop. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Iridia's entertainment district. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features a silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the words, "The Adderstone," printed above his head. If Leander is the leader of the Adderstone, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I followed the line of identical posters around a corner and nearly hit my head on a precariously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read, "The Wet Wick." The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days. I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. This is meant to be a secret organization, I gotta say. They're doing a pretty bad job about it. Saving. It's not even midday, yet the wick is packed. A loose collection of Iridians crowd the bar, taking up tables and gathering in the spaces between. They speak amongst each other in hushed voices, their faces drawn and grave. Seeing so many bodies packed into such a small, dim space is disconcerting. All the more reason to find Leander quickly. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring. I'm considering searching the bar when a loud voice carries across the room. Now, I'm no prior or curator. I'm not much for paperwork or pencil pushing. And honestly, I don't even think those robes come in my size. I crane my neck, but the crowd is too dense for me to see the speaker. Yeah, but I want to show you all something. There's no time to move out of the way. The audience surges towards the center of the room in a sudden torrent. I'm caught and swept along with them. Hey! Clatter of falling chairs and tables being shoved aside drowns out my complaints. I thrash and throw out my elbows as heavy bodies press into mine. My hip knocks into a table. I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself. The crowd is stilled. A pair of gilded boots stride across the tabletop. Hi, hello, sir. Oh my god, you gotta love skin-tight suits, you know? You just gotta. If you want nothing but guidelines and practical policies and needless bureaucracy, you know where to go. I drag my eyes upward. Oh yeah, you gotta start low and work your way up. Hi. Oh. Okay, Flynn Rider. Hello. Oh my god, wait, no, not even just Flynn Rider. The guy from Treasure Planet? That's who he reminds me of. Hi. Scar, too. Hello. A man towers on the table in front of me, arms spread as he addresses his rapt audience. But I'm not gonna wait for word from on high. His impression words provoke nods and excited whispers. But nothing is as captivating as his brilliant smile. He beams at the crowd around him, performer on his makeshift stage. And unlike those clerics, I don't need the abbess's approval to cast a spell or two. Okay, so you can't just use magic on a whim? As he raises his hands above the audience, the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It seems I found Leander. These are our streets. We make our own luck here. He snaps, and a flash of pale green light erupts from his hand. We're just gonna... Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, take a nice long look, okay? You only get so many of these CGs today. With a flick of his wrist, Leander conjures up a ribbon of glittering light. A delicate flower stem sprouts from between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals unfurl. Leander raises the flowers with a flourish. The bar bursts into clapping and cheers. Well, I don't care much for the sexy guys, but I like the vibe and the art in this one a lot. Gonna go to bed, so good night. Alright, have a good night, Boldark. A magic demonstration was the last thing I expected from a place called the Wet Wick. Yeah, I'm expecting something a little bit wetter. Leander plucks the shimmering flowers out of the air and turns in a slow circle. Now, who could use some good luck? That would be me, sir. Eager onlookers scoot closer to the table, but Leander's cool green eyes slide right over them and lock on me instead. Hey, how'd you know? How about you? My chest grows tight. Suddenly, I'm in the spotlight. Oh, we're taking the flowers. We aren't refusing those. I reach out and take the flowers from him, all too aware of my trembling fingers. There's no weight to them, only a faint warmth that radiates from the stems. As soon as the lilies leave Leander's hand, they dim and they fade away in a shower of opalescent light. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath. That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. How could you not? So fucking hot. My god, that was not in the CG. I thought that was like actual skin for a second. Like, Leander steps off the table, dropping among the excited crowd with a blink. All right, show's over. Back to work, everyone. The audience disperses, and Leander heads over toward the bar. Now's my chance. I start after him, only to find myself face to face with one of his followers. Where do you think you're going? I need to talk to Leander. Uh-huh, you and half of Lowtown. Leander's busy right now. Adderstone business. Come back tonight. After the moment we shared, surely Leander could spare a word. But the follower crosses her crosses her arms, unmoved. I glance over her shoulder, hoping to catch a glimpse of Leander. As though sensing my gaze, he looks up, and for a moment, our eyes lock. Then Leander turns away to murmur something to the group gathered around him. Yeah, we got our 2 seconds of fame, and unfortunately it doesn't go further than that. The follower moves to block my view. You hear me? I'm not looking for trouble. This Dr. Kuris said I should find Leander. That's... She's interrupted by a hand resting on her shoulder. Kuris sent you? He said he could help me? Leander nods at the woman, and she steps aside wordlessly. Follow me. He leads me to the crowded bar. There's so little room that his broad shoulders presses against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Sorry about that. The Adderstone watch out for one another, but they can be overprotective at times. Lesson learned. Leander flashes me a broad grin. You're new to Iridia, aren't you? He says it with such a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much? No, I'm certain to remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Lowtown. Oh, mine, he's a charmer. I mean, if you want to see a lovelier face, all you gotta do is look in a mirror, bro. My eyes drop to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery. Being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. What'll it be? Surprise me, and add anything my friend wants to my tab. I'll have what he's having. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. His sleeves right up, revealing a long, raised scar. I catch myself following its winding path across his forearm. Wait, does it go, like, all the way up? Leander's eyes wander over me in return. When they lock on my bandaged hands, a bitter taste rises in my throat. Here come the questions. Is there any chance Kura sent you here for cheap drinks or barely edible appetizers? No, I wish. No. Pushes his hair back from his forehead, sighing when it immediately falls back into place. That's the doctor for you. Always business. Not sure he even knows how to relax. The bartender returns the pair of glasses. I raise mine and give it an experimental sniff. It smells faintly yeasty, like beer with an undercurrent I can't quite place. A quick sip confirms my worst suspicions. It's awful. Briny and sour with a distinct hint of pickle flavoring. Ew, that sounds gross. Beside me, Leander takes a deep swig from his glass. So, how can I help you? Need to get to the cenobium. Oh, I just made a mistake. As soon as the word cenobium leaves my mouth, the group standing nearby falls silent. From the wary looks thrown my way, it's clear I've broken some taboo. It had to be the cenobium. Leander pushes away from the counter. Let's continue this conversation outside. I rise to follow him. Leander leads me into an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick. Layers upon layers of frayed and faded Adderstone posters plaster the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his printed likeness is impressive if abstract. Chris didn't send you here to ask for a personal escort to the cenobium, did he? From his tone, he already knows the answer. No, he suggested that I reconsider. Yet here you are, asking about a guide anyway. Girl has priorities. He looks at me expectantly. I don't want to tell him about my curse. The less people know about my monstrous capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Are you of Iridia's particular currency? Information's worth its weight in gold here. I don't much care for outdated traditions, so I'll be completely honest. Cenobium won't help you. They're more likely to torture you than lend you a hand. Ah, shit. The Cenobium's supposed to be a place of learning. A sanctuary. The Cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge. A shining beacon of hope in a fading world. Yeah, but how do you think they get that knowledge? There's only so much written to go around. It's gotta come from somewhere. If any place held answers, it would be the Cenobium. That's why I came here. Leander nods patiently. You're not the first person to fall for their propaganda. Ah, shit, it's the government. I grew up idolizing the Cenobium. I wanted nothing more than join their ranks, to learn magic from the best, to make a real difference. I was young and blinded by the legends and the legacy. So damn naive. He shakes his head. All it took was one trip here to Lowtown to show me the truth. Unless you've got a heavy purse or highborn blood, the Cenobium doesn't give a damn. They'll never open the gates for the ones who need help the most. And it's all a lie? Things that seem too good to be true are often just that. Yeah, this is true. Such a simple statement, and yet it leaves me reeling. Leander watches me as though weighing something in his mind. But that doesn't mean you're hopeless. Far from it. I founded the Adderstone to help people like you. Aww. Now, for a game about monsters, they're being awfully non-monster-like. We settle disputes, slay feral soulless. Hell, we've even been known to patch a leaky roof or two. Whatever troubles you, we can help. Free of charge. I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. I appreciate the offer, but my problems can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. My chagrin, Leander doesn't look remotely surprised. Then you're looking for help with something serious. Something not even Kuras could crack. Must be a truly remarkable problem if you came all the way to Iridia searching for help. Help me. How can I help you? Leander may not work for the Cenobium, but he is a mage. A powerful one if his demonstration earlier is any indication. Growing flowers? Indecision gnaws at me. I don't know if I can trust him. It's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it. This might be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a strained whisper. I'm cursed. Looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally my hands. Is that why you bandage your hands? My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I've even finished, Leander pulls his left glove off, flexes his fingers and grins. Oh no. Alright, let's see it. Oh, fuck no! After that first part, I'm not letting any bitch touch me again! Now, I wouldn't mind your hands around my throat, but that's in a completely different context. I mean, what? As he offers me his hand, a prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm. I'm already shrinking backwards. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is. I won't allow myself to hurt him. To see his kind face unrecognizably warped. I don't want to hurt you. I'll be fine. Trust me. No, you will not. All it took was the brush of a thumb and the last guy was fucking insane. I've seen enough curses and hexes to last me 2 lifetimes, but I'm still standing. Do you really think Kuros would send you here if I couldn't handle it? Bitch, you have no idea. How should I know? I only met him today. I'm twice as good as any Cenobium mage. If anyone can help you, it's me. You don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. Okay, can I at least demonstrate on somebody that I don't know? Oof, gotta love them spam bots. Look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then, I began unwinding the bandages from my hand. You lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better. Yes, please! His attempt at levity does little to comfort me. Each joint I expose, I grow increasingly certain that this is a terrible idea. If he's bothered by how my hands look, he doesn't show it. Alright. Deep breath. On my count. My fingers hover shakily over Leander's palm. 3, 2, 1. Hold back. I hesitate at the last second. Leander does not. His hand closes tightly around mine. The instant his fingers graze mine, his expression goes blank. Oh no. Leander? I try to pull away, but his hand remains locked. No, 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 buddy, please no. No, 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 no. My stomach sinks, fear gripping me even harder when Leander... Oh, fear gripping me even harder than Leander as he takes a slow, deliberate step closer. His other hand rises, fingers outstretched and angling towards my neck. No, 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 buddy, no, 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 no. No, you're... just fine. You fucker! You weren't joking. That curse is something else. Oh, you son of a bitch. You had me going. Leander's hands land gently on my shoulder to steady me. I don't even realize I was shaking. I searched Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain a clear, soft green. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of his palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't anticipating. Oh my god, I'm actually touching somebody. It's not as though I've never been touched before. My curse only extends to my hands, and desperation spurs creativity. But all that pales in comparison to this. Never experienced such intimacy. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick up every single detail. The grooves along his palm, the smooth shell of his nails, the bones in his wrist. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand without dire consequences. Never realized what I was missing. While Leander's pulse is steady, mine hammers as fear gives way to excitement. Dude, we're gonna keep touching! My hand glides over Leander's wrist and up his arm with smooth skin, abruptly gives way to a raised scar. It matches the one that runs from his collar to his cheekbone. Could it be the same wound? When I glance at Leander's face, his lips part as he considers his words. Am I the first person you've been able to touch like this? Is it that obvious? My hand goes still on his arm. So far. Then is it everything you wanted? When I nod, Leander turns my hand in his to inspect the gleaming fissures crisscrossing my knuckles. There's no revulsion in his face, no fear. He looks up at me and grins. Oh, love this. It's not every day I meet someone as enticing as gold. He winks and lets me go. Okay, flatterer. I draw my hand back and take a steadying breath. My head feels like it's stuffed with cotton. Habit alone guides me through the motions of rewrapping my hands, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. I can't believe that worked. I've really forgotten my manners. May I ask your name? I'm Lily. Lily, this curse of yours is unlike anything I've ever seen before. I can tell you're careful, but it's best to keep this between us. Are you staying in Lowtown? I have no idea where I'm staying. I pause. Room and board was something I'd yet to consider. I don't know. Let's get you properly settled, then. All of these guys are so sweet. The Wick is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of Leander's followers have dispersed, or in a few cases, fallen asleep beside their drinks. Got any rooms left? Or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off? The bartender, who I now realize doubles as an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. The usual room? Leander's laugh sounds slightly strained. Is he blushing? Buddy! No, not today. This is just for my friend Lily. Oh. Boy sleeps around, doesn't he? I see you. Right. Stay as long as you like. You do have fun. Okay, buddy. Okay, I see you. Have fun. So he's meant to be the sweet but playboy flirt. I see it. Leander clears his throat and holds the key out to me. I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. My treat, since you shared your secret. Okay. Food, drink, a warm bed. Anything you need? Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small, but heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridia, let alone free meals. To have an entire room to myself seems unbelievably luxurious. Thank you. Iridia is twice as dangerous as it is wondrous. Be careful out there. And if you need a reprieve from what haunts you, come find me. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming... Is that an invitation to touch him whenever I want? In which case, yes, please. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me a friendly wave before returning to the bar. Okay. This isn't some bad digs. Dust glitters in the sparse rays of light illuminating the room. The furniture is tired, the walls cracked. A large, lumpy bed serves as the centerpiece. Oh. Oh, this tucking is starting to weigh on me. I can't remember the last time I slept in a bed, and I never imagined I'd sleep in one tonight. When I collapse onto the bed, the springs let out shrill squeaks. Finally, I can allow myself to rest. My eyes fall shut before long. Next day. I wake to pale sunlight filtering through the narrow windows. Despite the clamor of the tavern below, the precious hours of rest have restored my strength and gifted me a flicker of cautious optimism. If I play my cards right, today could be the day I get closer to finding a cure. I quickly head out of the wet wick. Alright, we still got 3 more love interests to meet. The air clings, sodden and heavy with the lingering scent of rain. Without the afternoon crowd, the district looks barren and bleak. In the middle of the street, a pair of crows quibble over stale bread crusts. I pause, watching them while I consider my next move. Pyrrhus and Leander both made it clear that the Cenobium can't be trusted. But I came so far and endured too much to give up now, so I'm guessing one of the love interests has to be a Cenobium mage, right? I need to see the Cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. Surely someone in the bar can point me in the right direction. Maybe that's not. About to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think. Okay, until a puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. Oh, no, 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 not a fucking again. The shadow trickles down the street in rivulets. Formless, dark spreads like ink onto blotted pages. Shapes. Oh my god, I read that all wrong. Claws stretch. A muzzle splits open to reveal long, jagged teeth. A growl rumbles so low and deep, I feel it in my chest. Sorry, I needed to do something real quick. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped, as though the slightest movement or breath will snap the jaws around me shut. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to look what got me in the eye first. I steel myself, then turn. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came. I'm left standing in the middle of the street, alone save for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby shop. Love interest number 3. Hi. Okay, Fox. A monster. That much is clear from a glance. Oh my god, he's got a cold too. Oh, that's so hot. One that could nearly be mistaken for human were it not for the tufted ears and not for the tufted ears, the tail curled around his ankle. Is there a difference between the monsters and the soulless? Like, what's the deal with the monsters? Or the dusk pink eyes with pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. He locked gazes in the monster and crosses his legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. Jumpy, aren't you? His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. I look back. The stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable grin. Did you see that shadow just now? It was massive. Moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound. The stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beasts I've seen are the Wick's drooling regulars. Though this did catch my eye. Hey, you stole my key! The flick of his wrist. Okay, I see you! With the open exposed thigh, okay. With the flick of his wrist, my in-room key dangles from his finger. It turns on its chain, glittering when it catches the light. My hands fly to my cloak's pocket and, sure enough, find them flat. How dare you? He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stops me. Something feels wrong. Still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edges of my vision. I always seem to attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Who said that's my key? Smiles, wide enough to reveal sharp fangs. Wait, is that sheer cloth hanging off of him too? Okay, that's kind of cool. Having like actual sleeves, but then a clear piece of fabric. Oh my. What a bowl. I think that's a... Okay, I need to like stop looking. He smiles wide enough to reveal sharp fangs. And so you drop it. You really should be more careful. City like this, somebody might take advantage. A bald-faced lie said without a hint of irony. I approached the monster, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous. The most deadly ones never do. Oh my god, his ears twitch! I saw that! The stranger's chain softly clinks the tilt of his head. His ears flick. Keeping your distance? Until I know what you're capable of. Smart. You think I stole your dinky little key? I'm all the way over here. Magic. It exists. He gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Proof or it's not true? Do I really look like a common thief to you? He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I spent traveling here. And then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, parted pink curtains only ever mean one thing. Okay. It's a brothel. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyways. Luckily for you, I don't charge. Bet! Give me the key, we're going to my place. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang. First time since I stepped into that shadow. Feel something other than dread. Hey, yo. My face grows hot. Hey, yo. I mean, I feel you. I truly do. I didn't mean to assume. I'm flattered, really. Did you think you could pay to pet my ears? Can I? I just need my key back. Ask nicely, and I might even let you tug my tail. Just throw it here. So some spindly little street urchin can snatch it and run. He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Yeah, but then you have to deal with Leander. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wick with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here. So tell me, traveler, what misfortune brought you to this wretched place? His voice practically drips with derision. Lovely, I can go spilling my secrets to everybody now. I'm not telling you anything. What could have possibly drawn you to this dreary little pig pen, I wonder? He listlessly watches the arc of my key swinging around his finger. The weather's shit, the food's dreck, and there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless, aren't you one of those monsters? Dagger-sharp eyes flick towards me. They gleam bright with amusement. Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters. Again, is that an offer? Are we doing this or what? I feel like I'm being teased now. I don't appreciate that. By now, my embarrassment has worn away, leaving simmering impatience in its place. This is a shakedown. It's the most frustrating one I've ever endured. Bitch, we're playing along. How'd you know that I spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I met? That earns me a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes. Aren't you funny? Could you be any more obvious? I've been told subtlety is not my strength. So, your place or mine? Wait, are we like actually doing this? I'd invite you if I had my key. If only I had my key, I might be able to invite you up. His languid gaze glides from me to the key in his hand and back. Take my hand and we'll go together. The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeve. And something tells me this one's more dangerous than he lets on, even if he has a lovely laugh. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack me. Or bite. I won't bite hard unless you beg me. Yes. Only if you let me pull your chain. This goes both ways, buddy. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. I love this man. Even when I'm silent, he goes on as though we're having a conversation, not a standoff. Do you like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. Their ludus is utterly exquisite. Truly a performance to die for. There's life in this dreadful place, if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The monster's gaze flickers from me to the key hanging from his finger. Naturally. This dump was little more than a miserable little smear on the map when I first arrived. Hightown, Lowtown. I know Iridia like the back of my hand. What about the Cenobium? You know where that is? His smile vanishes. Yeah, I think it's best at this point that we just not mention the Cenobium to anybody. Surely you've seen it. That absurdly large tower looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. You must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Iridia. The Cenobium's overrated. Forget about it. I'm gonna show you things those stuffy boars in their limp dick tower couldn't even dream of. What do you say? How about the two of us have a little adventure? I've already got plans. Oh? Have you some pressing matters at the Cenobium? Lunch dates with the librarians? They have been talking for a little too long. Tea time with the most esteemed abbess? That's my business. What's it matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him. You're a loss. Stranger, finally bored of his own tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and leather. And he makes no other move. I reach for the key. But as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs shut around my elbow. Shit. Hey! He yanks me down and I stagger, my shoes slipping on the steps. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch. He's careful not to disturb them, even as he grips my arm. Well, you know, even when they're being assholes, they're being considerate. His eyes have lost their pupils. I knew I smelled blood. You reek of the road. Death. And that fucking doctor. Okay, so you're not friends? Look, he just bandaged me up is all. His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. Shadows around him seethe and boil. Something else. He murmurs against my throat. Oh, fuck, he's here, O'Brien. Not quite, but he's getting there. He murmurs against my throat. Nose grazing my jaw. That's hot. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. Oh, I'm getting a thrill of something else. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes at me. Let go! This is when I fear he'll bite. His grip loosens and his eyes widen with awe. Seems I underestimated you. You're... There! Wait, I'm what? I need to know, please! The stranger's ears flatten and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging my bandages. He twists around to see a woman dug out from behind the curtains behind him. The look of her pressed white uniform, I'm almost certain she's a cleric of the Cenobium. I leave you for all of what? 10 minutes and you're making trouble again. Will you quit harassing the tourists? Okay, so he's from the Cenobium. The stranger, there, I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a withering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? A natural liar. He grins at me and his tail swishes coyly. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Ver cuts in. I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice. Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger's drawn to you like a moth to flame. I will always find you given time. It will always find you given time. The woman clicks her tongue as though she's heard this recital 102 times. Word to the wise, don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crook would sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. I can see that. She shrugs off a wilting look from Ver. Oh, please. Any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Ver rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from his harness, but a heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. No! Bro, they chain him up outside like this entire town's gonna burn. I just need to go get my matches real quick. Don't worry, we'll take care of this right quick, okay? The woman produces a crowded keyring from her pocket. She raffles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and sliding it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend's tagging along on our merry little soulless hunt. You're hunting inside the city? That soulless in the waste did seem ravenous. I'd rather not run into another one like it. Oh, thank you. The cleric regards me with a polite, if tight smile before marching down the stairs. Bear lingers. He stretches his arms over his head with a yawn. I try not to stare the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Oh no, girl. Like, just look all you want. Like, come on, give us the view. Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed, Bear hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily, as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me. Did you try that thing I mentioned? The Lavinchian knot? That the one where you take 3 fingers and... Actually, don't tell me. Knowing you, it's probably disgusting. Vera's airy laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something. Oh my god, the cleric was in there getting laid. But she left the fox monster chained up outside. Oh my god. Wait. Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pockets and find it. The room key. I use the key from my pocket, smoothing my thumb over its jagged teeth as I try to recall a touch, a tell, or any hint of Vera's sleight of hand. I can't figure out how he did it. All I know for certain is that the Cenobium saw fit to leash him. Wait, I could sure if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lanterns, gently swaying in the breeze, the Cenobium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need. Put this all behind me. This time the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. Oh, this is pretty! It's easy enough to follow the winding streets, climbing uphill towards the distant tower. Hours later, legs aching, sweat beating on my forehead, I finally find what I'm searching for. The Cenobium of the Luminous Void. Actually, I need to use the bathroom real quick, so I will be right back. Boop! Sorry about that. I'm back. Alrighty. It stands at the highest point of Iridia, surrounded by cold white walls. Well-dressed people stroll down the walkways, ignoring the massive tower in their midst. I'm the only one standing before the gates. I crane my neck up until the top of the cenobium spire disappears into the clouds overhead. I frown up at the gates, wondering what secrets wait on the other side. Despite their delicate beauty, there must be more to them than meets the eye. Knocking seems like a terrible idea, but I don't see any other way of making my presence known. I mean, they're magic, they probably already know. I'm halfway up the steps and something moves in my peripheral vision. Oh, it's the white-haired one. A shadowy figure crouches beneath one of the white walls. They reach out and tug on a vine as if testing its strength. Is he an assassin? Oi! You there! The shadow vanishes as quickly as I spotted it. A gaunt-faced man in a crisp charcoal uniform marches up the steps toward me. Ugh, another tourist! Get out of here once you're done gawking! A dismissive wave accompanies his equally dismissive words. He turns without even waiting for my response. I look back at where I saw the intruder. There's nothing. The leaves blowing gently in a cool breeze. I step away from the gates, hopelessness washing over me. Hello. That's creepy. A whisper coats the back of my ear. Hot and syrupy. I jerk away, but find no one beside me. Instead, halfway down the staircase, I spot a girl peering up at me. She's barefoot, draped in several layers of worn, moth-eaten clothing. Peculiar metal jewelry hangs from her face and jingles with each slight movement. I don't like this. Her eyes are her most striking feature. They shine a scorching, unnatural crimson. Feels like staring into the sun, and yet I'm strangely captivated by her. She tilts her head, the tinkling of metal riding the wind. Do you need help? I'm good. I'm unsure how to respond. The air is charged with a mysterious energy as if each of my words is worth its weight in gold. But after the experience I've just had, I'm not too keen on trusting strangers. No, I don't. The giggle she makes is a chiming, fluttering sound. Don't worry. I won't hurt you. She dips into a polite curtsy. My name is Iris. I was like you once. Hopeless and alone. The ones in the tower won't help with your pain. I might be able to, though. I try not to dwell on the fact that I'm recognizably desperate. Instead, I focus on her vague offer as I descend the steps. You don't know what I'm looking for. You need what everyone needs in this world. A miracle. Iris turns and my thoughts abruptly scatter. Oh no, pitted skin snakes down her shoulders, blooming from a gaping hole in the back of her neck. A shuddering breath escapes me. Is she a soulless? The fuck? Honestly, just... Yep. Genuine reaction. Tell me you would say anything different. Whatever disease she had consumed her from the inside out. Oh, she's like fucking dead. How is she able to move or breathe? It's impossible. She shouldn't be alive, and yet... I get a glimpse before she faces me once more, this time looking a bit bashful. I know it's not pretty, but that's not what matters. The sea spring can cure anything. It can cure you, too. Her shining eyes flick to my bandaged hands, then up again so quick I nearly miss it. I stand there, wordless. It's a twisted miracle, but a miracle nonetheless. Girl, don't fall for it! She extends a hand out to me, her delicate fingers outstretched. Do not take her hand. I can take you there if you'd like. You can decide on your own when you see it. Her hand is frail, marred with tiny wounds. The epitome of vulnerability, the complete opposite of the cenobium's mocking, impenetrable gates. And if I say no? It's your choice. The truth is, I don't have much of a choice. Right now, at least. Or if Iris knows that somehow. If there's any hope of finding a cure, I need to follow every lead, including seeing the sea spring for myself. Girl, do not trust it. Why? I cautiously slide my hand into hers. Skin is ice cold through my bandages. We descend from the higher streets, abandoning their gilded decadence as we cross the river. The wet, derelict districts hold more familiarity for me. However, Iris leads me farther still. I'm met with an all too familiar sight. No, she's a soulless. She's. My gut lurches when I face the open horizon. The sea spring is straight ahead. Iridia's outskirts are hardly recognizable in daylight. But venturing beyond city walls is a gamble I wasn't prepared to take so soon. I shake my head and pull away from Iris. I'm not leaving the city. She circles in front of me with a placating gesture. Don't be scared. I promise you it's all right. This is a trap. You're as safe inside the city as outside of it. The stretch before you is the safest of all. She casts a wistful gaze out over the waste, as if admiring something beyond the vista. This region belongs to Ice. Some call him a gang leader, but he's much more than that. Oh, is Ice another romance? It's difficult to string my thoughts together. Only a fool would leave the city, but a primal instinct tells me that Iris isn't lying. She twirls it around with another curtsy, jewelry twinkling playfully in the sunlight. Her doe eyes soften with a smile. As I said, it's your choice. Thank you for coming this far. I hope we meet again, Lily. The fuck does this bitch know my name? I blink and she's gone. Confusion grips me as I look around, searching for any trace of her. But I'm completely alone with only the vast nothingness of the waste for company. Did I just imagine everything? No. That whole encounter was real. Again, that primal instinct insists on it, just like it insisted on Iris's honesty. Sea Spring is straight ahead. If it managed to cure Iris, I need to see what it can do for me. You gullible... no. This is where we lost our arm, damn it. I venture forth, nerves and determination roiling together in my chest. My heart pounds with each step I take from civilization. Somebody grab me, please. For it seems like an eternity, I force each foot forward, one step then another, till the realization hits me. I never told Iris my name. Something pierces the horizon ahead of me, a building nestled into a tall cliffside. It appears so starkly out of place that it might as well be a hallucination, dripping with extravagance and adorned in honeyed mahogany, an ornate jewel of architecture. Dark silhouettes skirted on both sides. Trees, I think, so I'm close enough to realize that what I mistook for branches were spikes and jutting tendrils. Oh, soulless. Several of them watch me in the distance like statues. Flashes of last night chase me. The gushes of blood and screams of death. Smell of burning flesh and sour bile. I can't go through that again. I won't. Finally, some sense! Exploding into a messy sprint, I push my legs as fast as they'll take me towards the decorated building. Oop. The next thing I know, I'm dashing up wooden stairs and crashing through towering double doors. Oh my. Okay, I see a bunch of talismans and what looks like an altered Torii gate. It reminds me of a Torii gate, but looks completely different. My lungs burn from exertion. I gasp for breath, desperate to be safe, when I orient myself to my surroundings. We're in a temple. It's more hellscape than sanctuary. I think I know which one we're meeting. Blood flows all around me, overwhelming my vision with a lurid, unholy red. Instinctively, my hand leaps to my mouth. But the rotten stench of blood never comes. Instead, a smoky scent hangs in the air. Sharp and spiced. Let me guess, a pipe? I swallow thickly, or incense, convincing myself that it's not as gruesome as it appears. This has to be the sea spring, place that grants miracles. Tall pillars flank me, blanketed in written notes. Seating pillows scatter the floor. A rustic kettle sits nearby. Someone must live here, despite how eerily empty it is. I must stay silent. You can look around and still be quiet. I approach the paper-covered pillars. Maybe something here can tell me more. I reach for topmost, closest, the bottom. Well, we'll just go for the closest. I reach for a note in front of me. Reads, "Dear Mother, don't cry for me. Sorry I didn't say goodbye, but we'll meet again in another life. I love you very much. P.S. If you ever see me, never speak to me again." It's written in perfect cursive. I've never seen such beautiful handwriting. Before I can ponder it further, a sharp chill runs down my spine. Something's watching me. I quickly set the note back, my eyes darting around the wooden deck, but it's still empty. Finally, I look toward the sea spring. That stillness hides something deeper. Something wrong. Hey! I spin around and come face to face with a pack of soulless. Oh, shit! No! Bitch, get out of there! They chitter and growl, tendrils and spikes flaring threateningly. All different sizes and species, but sharing one identical trait. Glowing crimson eyes. Oh, no, 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 no. I try to back away, but my heel teeters over the sea spring. I'm cornered. Watch your step. It's deeper than it looks. That voice again. At the sound of it, the soulless freeze. Their snarls quieting. Oh, does somebody control them? All I need is the sight of the hands. Oh my god. I search for the voice's source and find it above me, lounging in the rafters. Hi. You look lost, little sparrow. This is like the dude that they use in all of the promotional trailers, and I understand why, because I want to shove my face right there. His gaze is a violent crimson, one that sears through me, leaves me feeling raw and exposed. He's like an Oni. He's literally an Oni! In the same eyes I've seen over and over. First with Iris, now with the soulless circling me. All bound with the sea spring's blood red. The shroud of darkness behind him, shapes like massive tentacles twist and coil around the wooden beams. I can't Oh, no. Okay, I see it now. I can't focus. The soulless's growls ring in my ears. They're not advancing, but that could change at any second. Panic rises in my throat as I struggle to track them. Hey! Eyes on me! Yes, I don't know why I look anywhere else. I mean, My stomach rolls as I tear my eyes away from the soulless. Don't ignore someone who's talking to you. It's not polite. For a moment, anger knocks my fear aside. Who is this bastard? Sorry, who said that? Fuck you! Literally. Can we? That was an invitation. I look right into his unnerving eyes and hold his gaze defiantly. Fuck you. Is that better? A crooked grin cracks across his face. We'll work on it. And his name is Bastard. I scan the soulless again. They really aren't attacking. They're posturing more than anything else. As if they're waiting for commands. Did you tame them? Power of the Sea Spring. They're hungry, so they might bite. You could give me a reason to stop them. How about I didn't do anything wrong? Trespassing. I was invited. And that's punishable by death? He gives a non-committal shrug. Accepting mercy was your first mistake. My voice stops in my throat. This bastard's terse coolness is both infuriating and terrifying. I rack my brain for a way to defuse the situation. I need help. Okay, fine. I need help. I thought the sea spring could cure me somehow. My voice wavers pathetically. Honestly, it's never been my strong suit. He cants his head to the side, appraising me, but doesn't respond. I fidget nervously. I'm telling you, I came here for help. Are you listening? Your hands. Alarm jolts through me. I hide my hands under my cloak. Show me. Why? Won't ask twice. A sharp exhale, I reluctantly hold out my bandaged hands. Are you getting off on this? Unwrap them. Heat rushes to my face and fire to my tongue. To give him a piece of my mind, but not when his soulless are one command away from ripping me to shreds. Yet, no matter how much I will myself to move, my body stays frozen in place. Stand there for a long, agonizing minute. My hands are trembling when I finally raise them. I know the skin beneath the wrappings all too well. The hideous, unnatural flesh I've grown to despise. Grip the edge of my bandages. Stop! You said to unwrap them! Unless you met my clothes. Does that mean? You could have just said that. With a weary sigh, the man slides off the beam and lands with a thud that shakes the panels underfoot. He's a monster, tall and imposing, with a presence that commands the room like gravity. Lantern light sculpts his face in sharp, unforgiving lines. Buddy, you keep gripping your belt like that, and I'm gonna get some more ideas than I already have. Subtle clinks of metal accompany each of his footsteps. The closer he gets to me, the faster my heart hitches. What does he want? You want to kill me? I step backwards. Find nothing to set my foot on. Forgot my back was to the sea spring. I fall, right before a warm hand catches my lower back. Oh, hot. I'm hovering above the sea spring, the scent of smoke and leather enveloping me. Blazing eyes bore into mine. I told you to watch your step. I'm too stunned to muster a response. Like I weigh nothing, he guides me back to solid ground. Following a subtle gesture from his fingers, the soulless around us disperse and relax. The shift in their demeanor is so abrupt it gives me whiplash. The enormous tentacles are no longer in the rafters, though now I doubt I ever saw them at all. Either way, I let out a breath of relief. Thanks. As focused on me as he was before, the monster pays no attention to me now. He kicks some seating pillows out of the walkways, checks the contents of the kettle with a scowl. The sudden disregard is almost insulting. So that's it? Not a threat anymore? Never were one. Hey, then why'd you threaten me? People get honest when they're afraid. In other words, he was messing with me. I drag a hand over my face, exhausted by the fact that this is the second time a monster has provoked me today. You're ice, aren't you? Depends on who's asking. Someone who wants to get to know you a little better. One of your friends told me this was your territory. She also said you were a gang leader. There's no one else here. I thought there'd be more people. A gang of soulless. Sure. Ice picks up the kettle, walks to the edge of the sea spring, and dumps the contents into the endless red. They took a walk. Oh no, they took a walk. His pleasant smile stretches ear to ear. Oh my god. Then in an instant, it drops. I get the sense that I shouldn't ask about that again. It's like Arataki Ito, but if you made him edgy. You said you came here for help. Depends. Can the sea spring cure a curse? Probably. Mean you don't know? Nope. He shakes out the empty kettle and starts collecting stray cups, tidying up. My frustration builds. I narrow my eyes at him in a questioning glare. When he notices, he returns it with an amused smirk. Are you being irritating on purpose? Listen, Sparrow. I need a voice, like, now, please? The sea spring can cure anything. Nothing's stopping you from trying it yourself. What do I have to do? Drink. I have to drink from the sea spring? My eyes glide to the blood-like pool beside us. The idea of ingesting the liquid makes my guts churn. Girl, that's gonna kill you. Is there a price? Always. Ice taps his temple with a finger. You lose it a little bit. Yeah, that tracks. That's it. Might have already beat it to the punch. My humor earns me an amused, fanged grin. Oh my God, yes. This is a little different. When you drink from the sea spring, you forget who you are. Your mind combines with everyone who ever drank before. Humans, monsters, soulless. One big happy family in your head. Lovely, you become a hive mind. My blood runs cold. You so cute. You make my heart go. Woot woot. Is that James? Yeah, that's James. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Group minds. I thought they were just rumors. I've heard whispers of cults performing rituals to bind their members' minds together. Never seemed possible. But something tells me this is real, even if one thing doesn't add up. Your eyes are red too, but you obviously haven't forgotten who you are. Before I can finish my sentence, Ice strides past me towards the entrance. Time's up. Let's finish this later. Wait, already? You barely told me anything. Came on a bad day. I've got somewhere to be. There are still so many questions burning on the tip of my tongue, and my frustration spills out before I can ask any of them. I was told to come here for help, and instead I get threatened and kicked out. You're joking, right? Watch your tone. I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood. My skin prickles. Feeling of being washed washes over me again. He's the one who controls them all. My eyes dart back over to the sea spring. A lone ripple dances on the quiet surface. Oh no. I take Ice's advice and dance and clamp my mouth shut. Ice approaches a nearby soulless. A lanky dog-like one with 6 legs and a crown of tendrils. Several sets of red eyes adorn its sides. Its forked tail wags rapidly when Ice squats beside it. He runs his fingers through the tendrils, scratching its chin and pats its head. It's literally a dog. A gentle smile plays across Ice's lips. The affection he holds for the soulless is painfully clear. I dip my eyes away, my stomach fluttering at the tender sight. Girl? It's getting dark out, so this pretty little girl will guide you back. Following a short whistle from Ice's lips, it trots over to the entrance obediently, tail swaying. I watch the soulless warily. Pretty is not a word I would use to describe it. The idea of it protecting me sounds absurd. If I decide to drink, how do I find you? Find someone with eyes like mine. They'll point you in the right direction. But think it over. Once you drink, you can't go back. Guessing that's one of the endings then? If I had to guess, the endings would probably go one with the Cenobium, one with Ice, and then one with Leander. At least I know I have another it's a lot to process, but I give a small nod. At least I know I have another option for a cure, as disturbing as it may be. I follow the soulless at a measured distance, and watch it nudge the giant doors open with ease. When I'm about to cross the threshold, sneak one last glance behind me. My heart skips when I meet Ice's eyes. I'm about to snap my head away, but he just flashes me an easy smile. Till next time, Sparrow. I'll buy you a drink for scaring you. For a dark romance, these men are surprisingly kind. I don't trust myself to do anything but respond with another curt nod. Outside, more crimson-eyed soulless scuttle about. It's hard to believe it's the same threatening pack from before. They chase each other in circles, roll around in the bog's mud. I never known soulless to play, let alone keep company with each other. They're usually territorial and hostile. A part of me is almost happy for them. Being alone in this world is a fate I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Yet somehow the Sea Spring has given them a family. But now's not the time to be envious of bloodthirsty creatures. The soulless pay no attention to me as the dog-like one escorts me away. Dusk darkens the sky by the time we reach the city. The soulless sits, canting its head at me with familiar crimson eyes. I think it wants something. The soulless! Who cares if one tore my arm off? This one's a cutie. We'll give him like little scritches. I've never encountered a soulless that likes to be pet. I've never encountered a soulless that escorts people safely back to town either. I slowly reach out to the soulless, then it sniff my closed fist so I don't startle it. But it just headbutts my knuckles, impatient and demanding. I let out a snicker. Wonder if all the other ones would feel it too. Okay. I carefully glide my fingers through the soulless's tendrils and scratch beneath its chin. It's like Ice had. It pushes into my palm in response, rumming with a sound akin to a purr. The vibrations are soothing, almost healing my fatigue. Okay, if Ice is the head of this hive mind, I wonder if he can feel everything that they feel, and that's him begging for affection himself. I'm just saying. Devs, I'm eyeballing you. When it's satisfied, the soulless spins around and scampers back in the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. I've just arrived in Iridia. I've already encountered so many things I thought were impossible. Named Soulless being one of them. My head spins. Maybe I should call it a day. Nightfall creeps across the streets of Iridia. The city, labyrinthine, even in daytime, has now become a warren of treacherous alleyways. The streets are completely deserted. If I hadn't been here earlier, I would have thought this part of the city abandoned. Oh. I step slow when I hear rustling in the dark. I strain my ears, but everything is still. Is the silence playing tricks on me? I need to move. Special one. I draw my cloak. That's probably, due to my path. I draw my cloak close and move towards the nearest building to disguise my silhouette in the dark. It was a quiet, wet sound. Sound of blood and flesh squelching. Something is out here on the streets with me. A soulless? Monster? Not quite sure which direction it came from, but I can't stay either. Could be an assassin. I need to get somewhere safer. We still haven't directly met the white-haired one. He was climbing up the wall of the Sonomium, but we didn't actually meet. Though I keep my eyes sharp and listen intently, there's only the sound of my own footsteps. I know what I heard. As the moments pass, and nothing happens, I only grow more tense. I turn the next corner, and my thoughts come screaming to a halt. My head spins. Oh no. The world blurring as adrenaline rushes through my veins. Only one thing is clear amidst the haze. No! The soul is that check the caravan. Fuck, run, no. You are not taking my other arm. It's crouched over a dark, indistinct shape. A body. A garland. Oh no. A garland of intestines spills from pallid flesh. Blood grouts the cobblestones. Holding my breath, I take a step backward. When the wet, slurping sounds don't abate, I take another. And another. And then we step on a fucking stick. Or a piece of glass. Then a shard of glass crunches under my heel. The world slows to a crawl as the soulless raises its head. Blood dripping from its tendrils. Every single one of its bulging eyes are fixed unblinkingly on me. Where? You're a soulless hunter, right? Help! It's really here. Come back for me. Run. I'm off like a shot, running for my life through the darkened streets. The soulless owls. Its raspy voice harsh with the hunger and heavy footfalls pound after me. Hey, Ice, you want to snag this one too, please? My heart thunders in my chest. I take turns at random, trying to lose the soulless in the maze of streets, but I can't seem to shake it. I can hear its breathing now, a wet, fluttering rasp, growing closer and closer. The same claws that severed my arm swipe out. I duck, saved by pure reflex, and skid around a corner, only to freeze. A wall twice as high as me bars my way. A dead end. Fuck! I hope the doctor can cure death. Behind me, the soulless looms. It's enormous, taking up nearly the entire width of the alleyway. Its long, claw-tipped limbs give it the advantage of reach. No, we're not fighting back. Try to escape. As the soulless prowls closer, my eyes dart from side to side, looking for an escape. The soulless is blocking the obvious way out, but right behind me is a rickety door that must lead into the adjoining building. If I can get inside, the soulless's size will hinder any attempt to pursue me. I whirl, grabbing at the handle. It turns completely. The hinge is creaking as I push, and I feel a rush of hope before a weight hits the door from the other side and slams it shut. Fuck! The click of the lock turning is grimly final. God damn it. This wretched world, few people will stick their neck out to help their own flesh and blood, never mind a stranger. The soulless gives a rasping hiss, the only warning I get before it lunges for me with a flash of claws. I hurl myself to the side. The slick cobblestones betray me. I fall, sprawling over the rough stone. As the soulless looms over me, I scramble away from it until my back hits the wall. There's nowhere left to go. It descends on me for the kill. The impact never comes. Oh, thank fuck. Please, 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 please. Help me. Who are you? White-haired man? Are you the white-haired man, please? I wearily crack one eye open, and the other, not sure whether I should be believing what I'm seeing. A hooded... Oh my god, it is. Thank fucking god. A hooded figure crouches in front of me, one bloodstained hand outstretched. Thank you! Oh, hey, it's a Triquetra. Moonlight silvers the edge of their stiletto knife. Their face and hands are splattered with blood. The soulless. My eyes dart past my unexpected rescuer, the misshapen form behind them. The soulless has many eyes, once restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red pool spreads slowly from under its body. Numb with shock, I can't help but stare. After all the people it's killed, and nearly killing me twice, I can hardly believe it's dead. Well? I gingerly take the offered hand. The hunter's gaze dips to my bandages. Pale lips part, on the brink of a question, then close again. Thank you for respecting my boundaries. With a strength belying their slight frame, they pull me upward. Upright. I can feel the tension in their grip. Their fingers tremble like they want to pull away. A sensation I'm all too familiar with. Just don't touch my skin, dude. You'll be fine. Despite their obvious discomfort, they pause for a moment, pale eyes sweeping over me. Not going to fall? When I shake my head, they hastily let go and back off, wiping the blood from their face and hands. The hunter turns away from me. They're so pretty. God damn. The heel of their boot hitting the soulless's gangly body. They lean over it, studying it intently. They're back to me, and realize that their hooded silhouette is familiar. I saw them outside the cenobium. Vestigial or functional? I'm startled out of my thoughts when they speak, but they aren't looking at me. Can't all be processed in the brain. Its occipital lobes would have to be enormous. Scientists, too? In fact, I don't think they're talking to me at all. Stay quiet. I'm not going to interrupt. I linger to listen. Curious despite myself, I move to the soulless's other side, still engrossed in their study of its many eyes. Sensory lag wouldn't be a problem. But how does it composite all the neurological input? So are they from the cenobium too, and we're just looking for another way in or something? I wonder. Maybe they caught sight of me in the peripheral vision. Or maybe they heard me shift slightly. The hunter jolts upright, the wide eyes landing on me. You're still here? Oh, they're blushing! What do you want? I saw you. I saw you at the Cenobium earlier. Do students there usually go soulless hunting at night? I wouldn't know. I'm not a student. A teacher, then? No. Then what were you? Before I can finish my question, they interrupt me. They were breaking in is what they were doing. What are you thinking, traveling alone at night? This is far from the worst thing haunting Lowtown. I don't know anybody that well. I could have gone to the doctor. I can't make heads or tails of them. First they save me, and now they scold me? Are they non-binary? Lesson learned. I could do without the lecture, though. To my surprise, they break eye contact. They frown, though their disapproval doesn't seem directed at me. You're not going to run off screaming, you might as well wait until I'm done. Their attention glides back to the Solus' corpse. They examine it with an inscrutable expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. I'm Lily. Mean. Suddenly, Mean tenses. Their blade flashes as they drive it into the back of the Solus' neck. It's not dead? The Solus thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Oh, the crunch. Mean leans on the blade, driving it deeper and deeper until there's a sickening crunch and the creature goes limp. My heart thuds in my chest. Must have been clinging to life by a thread. Mean straightens up, withdrawing their blade in a single smooth motion. Better to put wretched things like this out of their misery. They calmly clean the blade from their knife. Clean the blood from their knife. Clean the blade from their knife, just take it off, I swallow, my eyes still glued to the cooling corpse. Are you some kind of scientist? Mean stops mid-motion, lifting their head to stare at me. You knew exactly where to strike. You studied anatomy or medicine? Not quite. Studied Solus. Why is a Solus inside the city? Oh, sweet, I asked both questions. Mean looks at me, eyes searching before realization dawns. You're new here. There's no walls around the city. Solus can come and go as they please until someone is contracted to stop them. The Cenobians' patrols don't bother to protect Lowtown. Not anymore. Let me guess. You're not a fan of the Cenobium. I want to go that far. Either way, it looks like I owe you. Mean's brows abruptly furrows. They sheath their knife, motioning for me to follow. It's not safe here. The vultures can smell death. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in this city. I trail behind them as they stride down the street. If it's so dangerous, then why are you helping me? I came for the bounty on that Solus. You were in the way. Not killing you isn't the same as helping you. Don't count on being so lucky again, or you'll be dead by sunrise. Their answer is stingingly harsh. Just need to find my lodgings. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. Alright, I get it. I'd love to get out of your way, but I'm sort of lost. I just need directions back to my lodgings. Their brow furrows slightly. They open their mouth, and for a moment, I swear they look regretful. Yeah, that's what you get! They sigh and shake their head. It's too dangerous at this hour. I'll take you to wherever you're staying. Thank you. I wasn't expecting to get directions, given their attitude. When they realize I'm staring, they look away with a huff. It'll be faster. That's all. I have a room at the Wet Wick. At the name, Min's face falls. That gaudy cesspit. Not a fan? It's full of drunks and idiots. What do you think? Yeah, but it's a free room. True, it doesn't seem like their kind of place. Well, that's where I'm staying. You're taking back your offer? Min exhales sharply and shakes their head. This way. Mean's route is completely different from my slow, early morning meandering. The steps are swift and sure, even though all the streets blur together in the dark. You know the city pretty well. I grew up here. Yeah, so, it makes sense. You know the city you live in your entire life. I think that's the first thing they've told me voluntarily since we met. Again, city built on secrets. Get with the program. Was it always like this? Min's gaze wanders, dragging along the dingy buildings. I struggle to decipher their expression. Regret? No, Iridia was never perfect, but it used to be a place worth living in. Hey! Sounds like America. I can't make heads or tails of Min's answer. Iridia is the last bastion of humanity in this wasteland. Where else is worth living? The Wetwick's not much further now. In no time at all, the shadowy alleys of Lowtown give way to brightly lit avenues and crowds of lively people. It's as if half the city has poured into Amaryllis District's colorful streets. Laughter, clinking glasses, and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet most of the noise comes from the Wetwick. Its doors hang wide open. Bright lanterns frame a tall and familiar figure. Hey, it's the doctor! Lily? And Min, I see. It's hard to say which of us is more surprised. You know each other? Min is a freelancer who has done a few errands for me. They are quite reliable. Though I can't say I remember you ever escorting travelers. Lily nearly walked into the jaws of a soulless. I thought bringing her here would be less of a trouble. Fun fact, that soulless took the arm you put back on me. You're staying here, I take it Leander was able to help you. As it happens, I was also headed in that direction. Shall we? Okay. Fine. Still owes me for yesterday's work. Min drags their feet, reluctantly trailing me into the tavern. So now we're gonna have 3 of them all in one place. As soon as the doors open, a wave of sticky heat rolls over me. In the hours since I left, the wick has grown suffocatingly crowded. Kura stands a head taller than most. Even so, I nearly lose sight of him amid the sea of swarming bodies. Pardon me. As if on cue, the crowd parts. Kuris glances over his shoulder at Min and me before gliding through. How can anyone breathe in here? Min follows at a clipped pace. Hey! Behind the bar, Leander holds a pair of shot glasses, brimming with luminous green liquid. Ooh. And now for the finishing touch. A flash of magic paints the glasses white with frost. You'll never guess what's in these. Slides the glasses across the counter. I get my 3rd and 4th shocks of the evening in rapid succession. Oh my god, they're all in one place? Ice leans against the bar, an elbow propped up on the counter. He catches the glasses and lifts one to the light before turning it upside down. The contents, magically congealed, stay firmly in place. You're supposed to make drinks, pretty boy. Don't tell me you're wasted already. And there? They're literally all in one place. Oh, shit. This is the dangerous combination. There, perched on the counter besides Ice, looks at the shot glasses, shakes his head. What have we here? A bucket full of boogers? Leander's nose treasures? You've eaten worse. Bear's lips twitch and his ears flatten when offered a glass. Ice snickers. Word. Don't tell me you're actually. In one fluid motion, Ice throws his head back and downs the shot. Oh, that was probably just a full glass of radiation. Drinking that. A dark look crosses Ice's face. It's chewy. Ew! Chewy? Wait, let me try again. Behind me, Min grumbles. I told you this place was a nest of degenerates. Hey, I went from one degeneracy to another. If it isn't Kudos and Min! The sound of Leander's voice, Min's pale eyes grow wide. They look ready to bolt until Kuros sets a hand on their shoulder. This will not take long, I promise. Min's eyes dart from Kuros' hand to his face, then soften. Fine. You first. While they step forward, I linger behind, struck by a sudden revelation. All of the people I've met recently know each other. I could have been saved so many trips and near deaths. Good evening, Leander. Ice. Another drinking competition, I presume? Is it evening already? Just some friendly rivalry, Doctor. No need to be alarmed. Kuros acknowledges Leander and Ice with a slight nod, ignoring Vera entirely. Not that Vera seems to mind. He didn't seem to like the Doctor earlier, so that tracks. He tilts his head, lips curving into an impish smile when he spots Min brooding behind Kuros. I almost didn't see you there, Min. Looking for your booster seat? Min pushes their hood back and levels Vera with a cool look. Oh my god, they're so cute. I thought pets weren't allowed in here. Vera's eyes narrow. Oh, this is so cool! At the first sign of an impending fight, Leander vaults over the counter. Let's try and keep the peace. It's not every day the esteemed doctor takes us up on a drink. His arm snakes around Kuros' shoulders. You are finally taking me up on that drink, right, Kuros? I'm afraid not. We were merely escorting Lily back to their lodgings. Kuros gestures in my direction. Hi! My stomach sinks. I reluctantly step into the light. How's it going? You've all accosted me at some point or another in the last 2 days. This is a new revelation. Leander's face brightens as soon as he sees me. Lily, it's been too long. It's been 24 hours. Everyone, this is Lily. She's new to Iridia. They all know me. I feel 4 pairs of eyes fixed on me, and suddenly the bar seems suffocatingly small. My voice nearly catches in my throat. Hi. Again. Hi, everyone. Again. Again? You've met? Oh my god, look at him. Look at them! Oh! I just want to, like, sit right here. I think that looks like a very, very nice spot to be. Ice and Vera regard me with subtle, amused expressions. We did. Not that long ago, either. To think we'd cross paths once again. It must be fate. I roll my eyes. Vera looks far too pleased with himself. Yo. This calls for drinks. I'm buying. All eyes turn to Leander, freeing me from the burden of attention. I still can't believe they all know each other. Watching them talk among themselves is surreal. For the first time since I undertook the journey to Iridia, I feel a faint glimmer of hope. I know I was meant to meet them. Smash all of them, anyways. The low, pleasant rumble of Leander's laughter pulls me from my restless thoughts. I've got to admit, I'm surprised. You make friends fast, Lily. Does making friends count as being threatened with death? And being saved from death? I wouldn't go that far. We're more like acquaintances. A wise man once said that acquaintances are merely friends you haven't shared a drink with yet. A wise man? You said that. Here. Last week. Min's lips curl with distaste, but Leander continues unperturbed. Let's toast to Lily's health. Care to join in, Doctor? I think Kuros is the only one who doesn't know I'm cursed at this point. At least not outwardly. Oh, no, and Min. Kuros lightly declines the wave of his hand. How about you, Min? No. Are you? No. A resounding pop pierces the din of the bar. We all turn to find the bartender pouring champagne from an old bottle, its label worn blank. He hands the drink to Vare. When did they start serving champagne here? Vader pauses to lick the foam from his fingers with a coy smile. Can I get a CG of that, please? Like, for purely just research purposes. You don't mind, do you? In a blink, the concern on Leander's face vanishes. No, be my guest. While chuckling, Leander shoots the bartender a questioning look. Completely disinterested in his own company, Ice cants his head at me with a light smile. How about you, Sparrow? I did say I'd buy you a drink. No, no, no. My treat. Hey, how about, like, all of you? Sounds good. Ice regards Leander over the rim of his glass. In the dim light, the glint in his eyes looks downright dangerous. What'll it be, Lily? I will take that drink so long as it isn't the one you gave me last time. I'll take you up on that drink, as long as it's not one of those green shots. Don't knock them till you've tried them. They taste better than they look. I question your tastes after the pickles. Somehow I doubt that, but I hold my tongue. Min and Kuris drift toward one end of the bar. Both seem eager to leave at a moment's notice, and neither has ordered anything. Ice and Vare linger. Several glasses stand empty between them. The two show no signs of slowing down. I'm staying with the monsters. The amount of things I have to prevent myself from saying while playing this game. If only I did not have a reputation among the few people that watch. Not like y'all don't know, but gotta save some amount of face for any poor unfortunate soul who comes across this. Talking about how I tick all of them at once, totally and unabashedly. I mean, what? Ice's eyes meet mine in a flash of red. He gives a smile that's too wide to be reassuring. Don't worry, Leander's more likely to slip poison into my drink than yours. Excuse me? He considers his cup, a tumbler of amber-colored whiskey. Leander's tried to kill me a dozen times by now. It's always a gamble. This is just normal and you're still friends? Vare looks my way with a half-lidded gaze, softened by his third glass of champagne. If I were you, I wouldn't let Leander put anything in my mouth. Oh, one thing. He grins, revealing the sharp white tips of his fangs. The Wet Wick is one of Iridia's finest drinking establishments. Allow us to treat you to the best the city has to offer. I thought you were hating on it earlier. Are you interested in the signature watered-down drink, or perhaps some stale nut leather? Oh, it was a joke. He gestures at a chipped ceramic bowl filled with spindly speckled jerky that I can only assume is nut leather. What is with the food in this city? This place is as foul as you say. How come it's completely packed? It's not all bad. Depending on the day, the food's edible. Ice takes a measured sip of his drink. Gotta stick around for the real attractions, though. Is it the hot men? Before I can respond, Leander returns to the tumbler and sets it in front of me. A strip of orange peel bobs in a pool of thin red alcohol. I sniff the drink. To my relief, all I smell is the sweet scent of pomegranates with an undercurrent of fermented fruit. That sounds pleasant. Relax, it's just the local specialty, pomegranate wine. Although if you're feeling more adventurous... I shake my head. Leander wraps his knuckles against the bar until the group falls silent. All right, everyone. Let's toast. May Lily's stay in Iridia be full of bright adventures and discoveries. Cheers! It already has been. Leander, Ice, and Vare raise their glasses in unison. Min only crosses their arms, and Kuris watches with polite indifference. I tip my drink back. The wine is eye-wateringly strong. Despite a sharp, bitter edge, it goes down smoothly. One sip softens the edges of my vision. The next fades the din of the crowded bar into a low, persistent murmur. I find myself unwinding for it feels like the first time in years. Aren't you the popular one, Lily? You must have met Kuris first. Yep. It would be more accurate to say that I found her. He saved my life. I merely performed my duty as a doctor. Although I admit I was confused when I woke up naked. Leander makes a choked noise somewhere behind him, Min sighs. Oh, it's always fun when you get a teased love interest. It's not what you think. Lily was in grave condition. I could hardly treat such injuries through tattered clothes. The silence that follows stretches uncomfortably long. I look away, unable to face Curious's disappointment and catch Bear snickering behind his hand. That's my cue to change the topic. Curious isn't the only one who saved me today. You listen? I didn't save you. You were simply there. Well, you still saved me, technically. That's Min for you. Leander reaches for Min, but they duck under his arm with practiced ease. As reliable as they are moody. You don't want to talk considering you neglected to warn her to stay off the streets at night. That could also partially be Ice's fault, just saying. What? Of course I warned her. I think. Min's only response is a short breath. At any rate, I never got a chance to thank you, Min. Don't. The less Solus alive, the better. Min's eyes flicker towards Ice. Their lips twist. Oh, yeah. Ice is too busy nodding along to Vera's enthusiastic pantomime of stabbing to notice. Oh, pantomime. I've had enough of this hellhole. Let's go. Min and Kuris share a brief look. Then the doctor speaks up. Very well. There is something I must discuss with Leander. If you'll excuse us, Lily. Just like that, the three of them depart, leaving me alone to savor my drink in silence. Or so I think until I hear a voice so soft and low it's practically a purr. Lost your tour guide? Hi there. I turn to find two pairs of slit eyes trained on me. It's not lost on me that Ice and Vera chose to pounce the instant the others left. Of course I'd be stuck with the two most irritating people I've met all day. They're also the kind of the hottest. Monsters or not, there's no telling what I'll do if either of them push me again. Don't tell me Leander already snuck out back to get his knob slobbered. Oh my god! It took me a second to register. He's got business with Curis and Min. 2-on-1 business, huh? Lucky. I mean... Those three are gone. There's three of us here. My room's right upstairs. I can't tell if it's the champagne or the company, but Vera's grown noticeably more relaxed. He sits with his chin propped on the back of his hand. His tail sways lazily. Why are you so far away? Come join us. He pats the empty bar stool beside Ice, but I hesitate. Do it. I see nothing wrong with this. The smile of Vera wears is sweet and distinctly sly. With drinks in the mix, I dread how he and Ice will mess with me next. We don't bite. I'm not so sure about that. He already tried to rob me, and you threatened me. Me? Steal? You must be mistaken. Sure it was me? Yes, it was you. Then you had the gall of kicking me out so you could go drinking. Ice gives another one of his shrugs. Had to give you a reason to come looking. Miss me already? I don't know what you mean. I stare at him flatly, unimpressed by his deflection. Bear suddenly leads towards me, gossamer sleeves pooling where he rests his elbows on his knees. Ice sets his hand on Bear's waist, narrowly preventing him from tipping off the counter. I'm afraid we got off on the wrong foot. How about we start fresh, Begin with proper introductions and whatnot. I'll start. The name's Bear. I'm a soulless hunter of no small renown. Bear's hand flutters to his chest, and he bows his head, flinching with when hair falls over his eyes. Ice doesn't say anything, so I suppose it's my turn now. It's Lily. Bear considers me for a long moment, his tail idly swaying behind him. Then he knocks back the rest of his champagne. It's a pleasure to formally meet you, Lily. He says my name slowly and deliberately, savoring every syllable. A tingle jumps down my spine. I quickly turn my gaze away. Ice smirks at my reaction. Something funny? Nope. I open my mouth and close it just as quickly. They want me to react, goading me into another ridiculous game. But their sharp cat-like eyes keep me on edge. Something about this tension is fun. Yeah, it is. It must be the wine. A flash of white over Ice's shoulders catches my eye. Across the bar, Kuros heads for the door. I don't see Leander or Min, but it feels wrong to let the doctor leave without saying goodbye. I'll be back. Bear grins and waves at me as I leave. I slip through the crowd, careful not to touch anyone, but just as I'm nearing Kuros, I stagger, shoulder checked by a man with a neck twice as wide as his head. Oh boy. He stares down at me, nostrils flaring. Oh no, not again. Out of my way, shit stain! My words spill out on their own. Watch it! I regret them as soon as they leave my mouth. That fucking wine! Oh no. The lowlife wheels around, shoving an adder out of the way so he can close in on me. What did you say? He shoves me backward, sending me stumbling to the sticky floor. I'm fine. My heart leaps in my throat when I see him bearing down on me. You trying to start something here? The lowlife... Oh, no, that was a recruit. The lowlife freezes, his fist cocked back. A group of adders circle him, sizing him up. For it feels like an agonizingly long time, the lowlife looks from me to the adders. Finally, he sniffs and spits on the floor next to me. The wand narrowly misses my cheek. Screw it. Too many freaks in this circus tonight. He turns his back on me. Oh my. And comes face to face with Ice. He gives the lowlife a dangerous smile. You'll do. Oh no. I'm scared. What happens next is a blur. Ice's fist crashes into the man's jaw, causing a frenzy of gasps, shouts, and even cheers. I scramble to my feet as the frantic crowd swarms around me. Through the ruckus, I hear Leander shouting, "Take it outside, Ice! Everyone, drinks are on me!" With that, the wick erupts in hoots and cheers. The ring around me disperses as adders and onlookers rush towards the bar. Through the thinning crowd, I catch a glimpse of familiar faces. Ice finishes out the back, dragging the lowlife behind him. Kuros lingers into the door, searching, I suspect, for any wounded before he departs. Min draws their hood up tight as they duck out a side door. Malvera leans over the counter to swipe a glass of wine from behind the bar. And Leander, seated at the opposite end of the bar, gestures dramatically and apologetically at the bartender. In a heartbeat, I realize that there's no telling when or if I'll see any of them ever again. Whoever I pursue may be the last person I get to speak to tonight. I follow. Oh, I'm watching the fight! We're going after Ice! Look at the others, like when the full game releases, you know? Morbid curiosity draws me after Ice. I slink out the back of the wet wick. The alley's dead silent. Not really what I expected from a fight. Oh no. Oh. I'll have to wait. A dull crunch reaches my ears, then a thud. Here on the corner of the building, careful to keep hidden. Was he hungry or something? Dark, glistening red coats the ground, spidering down shallow ridges in the cobblestone. Guides my eye to a collapsed body across from me. Once so violent, the lowlife is now little more than a sack of crumpled flesh, blotted with mud. Ice exhales, his breath misting against the cold air. Blood flecks his knuckles as he looms over the motionless man. Fear spreads like ice in my bones. Months ago, he was joking and friendly with the others, but now... Ice's crimson eyes find me in the dark. Not running, Sparrow? I warily rise to my feet, moonlight illuminating my face. Thought I was out of sight. Got eyes in the back of my head. Ice steps off the man. My eyes stay locked on the body. It's wet with layers of blood and grime, and completely still. He's alive. Is he? Are you sure? Calling me a killer? Or a liar? Liar? A liar, which I guess would make you a killer too. In that case, he's dead. I squint, and Ice smirks back. Don't believe me? To be honest, it's hard to believe anything coming out of your mouth. I'm a liar, after all. Ice tries to rub his reddened knuckles clean, but ends up smearing the blood around more. Keep making bad impressions on you. Didn't know you cared about my opinion. Just prefer you didn't piss yourself when we talk. Annoyance bubbles in my chest. Well, I'm not pissing myself, even with your bad impressions. Like the first time we met, Ice chips away at my fear, placing it with irritation instead. Kneels beside the lowlife and frisks him. Can't help but wonder if the crime was worth the punishment, but I hold my tongue. Deftly, Ice's hand searched through the man's pockets. Doesn't take him long to find his prize. Cigarette and matchbox. He strikes a match, and sparks illuminate his angular features with a golden glow. It's distracting for a moment. My gaze inevitably drops back to the muddy body. Just gonna leave him there? Ice draws deep from the cigarette. He exhales heavily, smoke curling past his lips. I breathe in a sweet, spiced scent. As his tension melts away, he looks at me with cool, lidded eyes. Should I give him a blanket? Unbothered by the maybe corpse, he takes a seat on a crate opposite the bar. I stand awkwardly, forgetting why I came out here in the first place. An unpleasant silence stretches between us. Weather's nice. Oh, that's a nice little detail. You've actually got the blood on his knuckles now. Cold, murky, and humid, he means. I want to believe he's teasing me, but for all I know, this is pleasant for Iridia. Was Princess good company? Who? Bear? Oh, the dog! He takes another long drag. His metal rings catch the light of the cigarette in a flash of red. The Solus who escorted you back. You named it Princess? Jealous? I return his smile. You have no idea. I think your nickname's more fitting. Sparrow. Not sure where Ice got it from. Maybe I should tell him to call me by my name, but it's kind of nice. Not that I'd ever tell him that. Before I can dissect my feelings, I quickly changed the subject back to the Solus. She was cute. She was kind of cute, in a weird way. I glance absent-mindedly at my hand, remembering how she nestled my palm. Ice's eyes softened for a brief moment. Her tail wouldn't stop going when she got back. A group of them don't get much attention. I think she's cute now. Wait till you see her tricks. You taught her tricks. Princess is a smart one. She'll learn anything if you have the right rewards. Sounds about right. The idea of tamed Solus is still so outlandish to me. I was attacked by a mindless, bloodthirsty beast, and he's talking about them like they're pets. It's possible because of the sea spring. I need to get the answers he wouldn't give me before. I carefully take a seat beside him on the crate, contemplating my strategy. Ice doesn't seem to mind. He closes his eyes, tilts his head back against the wall, relaxed. Without the pressure of his intense gaze, I feel myself ease up. As long as I keep my attention away from the bloody heap across from us. I glance over at Ice and let my eyes linger. A sea glass-colored tattoo spirals up his arm, painting over grooves of muscle. Silver jewelry glints in the moonlight, drawing my eyes to his bare chest. Rough hands, carved jaw. My hands are wrong that. His ears, his horns, his pupils. Everything about Ice is sharp, even the fangs that only show when he grins. Not many scars, though. Strange, save for the one cut along his brow. Ice is unremarked for how seasoned he acts. What's your verdict? I whip my head back in the opposite direction. What verdict? Got a long, good look. Are you impressed, or do I need work? My face grows hot. I've seen worse. I guess I've seen worse. He responds with a low chuckle, draped in smoke. Keep staring, then. My embarrassment spikes. Without thinking, I blurt out a new topic. I have questions about the sea spring. Boredom eclipses his amusement in an instant. He closes his eyes again. Damn it, girl! You ruined it! You could be upstairs right now having fun! And now we're this. Of course you do. I thought I made myself clear about what you'd be giving up. Yeah, before you kicked me out to go drinking. I still need to know more. My turn for a question. Sound more like an order. I bristle under his narrowed gaze. Fine. Takes a long pull from his cigarette and lets the smoke trail slowly from his nose. Your curse. What about it? This song and dance is all too familiar. Selfish questions come first. What does it do? Is it painful? You control it? I brace myself for the inevitable onslaught. Is the thought of living with it really so unbearable? I'd like to touch people. My dread dies with his words. No one's ever asked me that before. You've survived this long. Unless you're running out of time, I'd wonder if it's really worth the sacrifice. Also, given that I nearly got a guy to kill me, like, on my way here, yeah, I'd like it gone. He flicks his cigarette aside and props his head on blood-smeared knuckles. You could also say the same thing to, like, freaking Rogue from Marvel, the X-Men. Like, yeah, girl's fine if she wears gloves, but she also can't have any sort of, like, contact. It's horrible. But what do I know? I'm just an outsider. My fingers fuss at the trim of my cloak. Ordinarily I'd be annoyed, but now my chest feels tight. You could have sold me if you were less honest. You're a shit salesman. Thought I was a liar. I changed my mind. We lapse into silence again. This time it's surprisingly nice. Quiet, chilled air is a balm on my nerves. You know, you didn't seem like an outsider back at the bar. People like you. I'm guessing they're the reason you ditched me earlier. It wasn't personal. I was lonely. The answer is so simple it disarms me. Hard to blame him for that. Then you owe me. Call it the price of forgiveness. Ice twists his brow at me. If I'm going to last in this city, I need to know who I'm dealing with. Start by asking about... Curious. I know least about him. I didn't know that you and Curious were friends. In a way. I help him in the clinic sometimes. Doctor doesn't let most people closer than arm's length. And you do? Heart's on my sleeve. Get the sense Curious was like that in the past. Must have been burned. He trails off, then shrugs. He opens up in his own ways, if relaxed enough. Can't even imagine that. You'd be surprised. Even the doctor has an endearing side. I can't decide what's more intriguing. The fact that Curious has an endearing side, that Ice managed to coax it out of him. Tell me if you uncover any of his other secrets. I'd kill to know more. There. Blessing and a curse. From what I've gathered, most people think he's, I don't know, an asshole? And water's wet. Wait for him to elaborate, but he doesn't. So, what do you like about him? Ice lets out a quiet laugh. A lot of things. You already named one. You like that he's an asshole? Temperament matches the drapes. Looks good in blood and better in tears. Okay. Kinky. Favorite thing's the tail. Sometimes it frizzes up if you... Are they all smashing each other? He catches himself, clears his throat. It's hard not to be disappointed in my expression, not to let the disappointment show in my expression. Vader is one of the most honest people you'll meet. Just don't listen to a single thing he says. Well, that was confusing. Min. Maybe Min doesn't necessarily like you. They definitely pay attention to you. Ice's exasperated reaction takes me off guard. He growls, pinches the bridge of his nose. I make enemies as easily as I breathe, Sparrow. Doesn't bother me. That dove's got it out for me for no reason. Maybe they're unsettled by the sea spring? It's not about that. It goes without saying that they've got some issues. I don't think they understand that you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Honey's left a bad taste in my mouth in the past. Could be the same for them. At least they're capable of a conversation. Do me a favor and teach the dove some manners. Thought they'd lay off eventually if I didn't bite. Hasn't happened yet. I briefly considered the possibility that Min wants to get bitten. I'm not about to propose that. Leander. You and Leander clearly get along well. You like Leander? He's only the first person I've touched in my entire life. Doesn't everyone? He's helped me a lot since I arrived in Iridia. Even got me a free room at the Wetwick. His charm has gone him far, but for a leader, he sure likes it when others take charge. He's a sub? Part of me desperately wants to ask what he means, but Ice continues before I get the chance. Surprised we get along? I thought you'd be at each other's throats, not drinking buddies. Smile is easy, but there's a dangerous edge to it. Leander's done a good job. For a human. Naturally, there'll come a time when his resolve will be tested. Same could be said for anyone. This plane or the next. As for my resolve... Stick around in Iridia long enough and you'll find out. I nod slowly. Can't decide if that's a promise or a threat. Have I cleared my debt yet? You're forgiven for now. But my point stands. You don't strike me as an outsider. By experience, outsiders don't have friends. I don't. Uh-huh. I level him with a tired look. Uh-huh. Fine, I'll confess. I have one friend. Don't say yourself. Alcudius? My skin prickles at the name, hair standing on end. Huh? Who's that? A friend. Lives in my head. That's concerning. It lives in your head. Ice taps his temple with a finger. Right here. Scared you off yet? That'd be the third bad impression I've made on you today. Seemed like you want to scare me off. I'm stunned for a long moment, processing what he's just told me. Then I burst into a fit of laughter. You're serious? Ice grins wide enough to flash his fangs. Deadly. It sounds so fucking absurd, especially on top of everything I've gone through in the past 2 days. Feels like I'm living a fever dream. I've come close to death more times than I can count. I've encountered tamed soulless and a horrifying group mind. Now I'm supposed to believe that there's someone living inside Ice's head. There are tears in my eyes by the time I rein myself in. Ice waits patiently, lips quirked in amusement. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. You just made it sound so normal. The tension that wound my shoulders so tightly has melted away. For the first time in a long time, I don't feel like I'm bracing to break. I feel like I can breathe. Dukas! Where in the rat's ass are you? Oh, shit. Oh, is this the guy that he maybe killed? A shout cracks the spell. Raucous, gruff shouts echo down the streets, followed by the thunder of heavy boots sloshing through the mud. The voices share the lowlife's accent. The same lowlife who still may be dead, lying bloodied across from us. I nearly forgot about him. I jump to my feet as their voices get louder. They're closing in quick. Ice pulls me by the wrist out of the alley, away from the beaming moonlight. We dive into a nook between buildings, veiled in the shade of tattered canopies. It's a tight fit. Ice boxes me in against the wall, close enough that the air between us vanishes. Yeah. For the second time today, the heady scent of smoke envelops me, now cut with the metallic tinge of someone else's blood. Ice pitches his voice low. Quiet. My heart leaps into my throat, suddenly acutely aware of the heat radiating off of Ice, feeling of his legs grazing my thigh, closeness of his breath. This is bad. Fuck, I'm getting turned on! I squirm against him and earn a burning crimson glare. Really have to... His hand covers my mouth, muffling my whispers. Shakes his head. Don't. Damn, he's over here! Dukas, wake up, you bastard! A group of individuals, all brandishing spiked weapons, fill the alley. They wear violet sashes. Some kind of uniform? I could see what they were doing, but Ice's arm blocks my sight. My eyes trail up the teal markings that coil around his arm, his bicep. They lead to his collarbone, past the cords hanging around his neck. The smuggest smirk I've ever seen. Bite him. I move before I can think, my lips parting as my teeth sink into Ice's palm. Hard. He winces, surprise flashing across his face. His hand leaves my mouth and I gasp for air. My breath is rapid from the adrenaline. It was only when I licked my lips, and I taste the metallic tang of blood, that I realized I broke skin. Panic builds in my chest. My body tenses, bracing for his reaction. Oh god. Please tell me he's a masochist. Every movement he makes is slow and deliberate. He cants his head, leans close to my ear, and in a husky whisper only I can hear. Someone drew blood today. A hot thrill jolts through me. For a heartbeat, I forgot to breathe. Voices in the alley grab Ice's attention this time. Shit. He's got more broken ribs than whole ones. What kind of freak did this? Fan out! Find the one responsible. You three, take Dukas back to base. At least he's still breathing. The alley clears out as footsteps rush away from us. Stay still until they're distant, melting into the rumble of the quarter. How long have I been streaming this for? I think I've definitely gone over 2 hours. When we finally step back into the moonlight, the night air is ice on my skin. Days, I feel the need to keep my eyes off Ice at all costs. Is that really necessary? Could ask you the same thing. I didn't know sparrows could bite. You're lucky I didn't do worse. Try me. Okay, I need to use the bathroom real quick. I will be right back. Alrighty. Also, I realized I've been going for over 3 hours now. That was not intentional. Whoops. Might as well finish it. The thought of wiping that shitty grin off his face is definitely tempting. Staying hidden was the best option. It'd be a hassle to run into them with you here. What, because I'm a dead weight? Because 3 bad impressions are enough for one day. The answer is too vague for my liking, but he's probably right. Either way, I don't have the energy to argue. Come on, Sparrow. Let's get you home before you're framed for murder. Very funny. We reached the front of the wet wick too quickly. I hate to admit it, but I don't want to separate from Ice yet. And not just because he never answered my questions. It's infuriating. As much as he makes me feel on edge, he can also make me feel safe. Secure somehow. You know where to find me. At the creepiest place in the world. Take your time before you decide to drink. I happen to like your shitty attitude. Takes me a moment to process that. My eyes flutter down to my feet. I'll keep that in mind. I glance back up from the ground. Ice is already down the street, disappearing into the throng of people. No fanfare, even a wave. Asshole. Oh, so you can literally just choose exactly which love interest you're going to take. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to select Ice for now. Yep, that's the end of the demo. Thank you for playing. For more Touchstarved, visit www.redspring.studio. I'm just saying, I need all of their merch now, please. So if anybody would like to give me, like, a shit ton of money so I can order that stuff, would be fantastic. Red Spring on Twitter and Instagram. So yeah, that is gonna be Touchstarved for you. I managed to hold out to the end there. Hey, crazy buddy. But yeah, really great game. Love the art style. It's absolutely gorgeous. The darkness isn't as bad as I thought. I was expecting the men to be the whole dark romance part, not necessarily the setting, so I'm pleasantly surprised in that they're kind of just cool dudes at this point. Surviving in a shitty, fucked up world. But who knows? That might change later on down the line. Yeah, it hasn't been announced on their Steam page yet, when it's gonna be released, but I know there's a lot more content over on Itch.io. I think they have it might be like a beta or something along those lines. I just know that there's generally more stuff over there. But please do check it out. I know I am eagerly anticipating when it finally releases. Like I said at the very beginning, which was probably like closer to 4 hours ago now. I've been following this game for like a year or so now, at least. I'm very disappointed I missed out on their Kickstarter campaign, but you know, I wasn't really looking at Kickstarter that much back then, and I wish I was. It's nice getting to help support other creators. Other creators, like I'm a video game creator. But, you know, we're all indie. We're all doing what we can. But yeah, now that that is done, we are gonna take... I think after that, I think we deserve a 20-minute break, you know? Oh, not 20. Let's go ahead and do 15. We'll just come back here at 4:45. I'll just put down 15 minutes here, though. I don't know. We'll come back in 15 minutes. I don't know what I'm saying. I've been talking for a long ass time. But the next game up on our docket is going to be Obscura. Obscura is another dark romance, but from what I know, it's a lot more heavy in having the not even morally great, just black isn't the right term for it, but like a dark love interest. It is the love interest that create the dark romance for it. Again, I'll talk more. I'll give you all the synopsis when we come back. Again, that will be the next game up on our stock in. Depending if we have time, we will end with Salvus Ares. But yeah, I'll see you guys in 15 minutes.